Hey, Marianne DeNovellis here with the Six-Figure Mastermind. Today we're going to talk about how to promote your blog. For all your brand new bloggers out there, this is a must-watch video. You got to make sure you listen in. Hey, Marianne DeNovellis here, and the question of the day is, how do we promote our blog? Now, a blog is something super cool. They've been around the internet since the internet first started, and yeah, I'm old enough to remember when that was. I can remember the first experience that I had on the web, and one of our assignments when I was in grade school was actually to create a blog. Now, let's get back to basics here for a moment. What is a blog? Now let's get clear on that, because if you're not, then your blog will go nowhere. If you think your blog is for everyone, then your blog is for no one. That's the first step in getting really good traction on your blog, is to know your target audience. Know what they're dealing with, know what they have questions on, and create some blog that's created just for them. What I always suggest to people, whether they're selling a product or service or even just writing a blog, is you've got to get absolutely clear on your target audience. Now, what is a target audience? It's the audience that is meant to read your work, to find your service, or to buy your products. My target audience could look like, oh, her name is Susan, and she lives in Oklahoma, and she's a mom of 5, and she's happily married, but she's looking to find herself in her world. She had spaghetti and meatballs for dinner last night, and she wonders when's the next time that she's going to be able to go to an amusement park. Pause for just a moment. Do you see how clear and concise and precise Susan is? I've got a picture of Susan in my mind. That means every time that I'm writing a blog post, I'm going to be writing to Susan, because I know what she's looking for and I know how to give it to her. So the question is, what do we do next? Your blog has got to have quality content. When you know your target audience and you're writing directly to them, now we got to know, what are we going to write about? What are we going to speak about? You could write a blog on anything in the world you wanted. Blogs are amazing because they're free, they're easy to use, they're easy to put up and post, and the internet is accessible anywhere. So how do you fill your blog with quality content? There's a few technical things that you need to know, and there's a few mental things that you need to know. First, let's get technical. Filling your blog with quality content means that you're engaging all of the 5 senses and you're engaging all of the 4 personalities. Now, the 4 personalities, that could get kooky dukes really quick here, right? This is something that's been around since 600 BC when Hippocrates first started. Now, maybe you've heard it as earth, fire, air, water. Maybe you've heard it with warrior, healer, oracle, visionary. Maybe you've heard it with the elements and hydrogen and nitrogen and oxygen and all of that. But all boils down to there's basically 4 different kinds of people. First, there's the kind of person that is visionary. This kind of person loves to see bright, shiny things. They get the squirrel syndrome. They get distracted by the sparkles. For that person, you're going to need to have short little snippets on your blog that is easy for them to skim through and find immense value. It's going to need to be visually appealing so that your target audience loves to actually look at your computer screen. They want to like what they see visually before they even look at any of the content. And that's what's going to appeal to the visionary. The second personality that you're going to want to make sure you talk to is the healer. And the healer is the one that says, oh, I'm in touch with my emotions. I totally love hearing everything that you want to say. It's the connector. And by connecting to the healer, you're going to be sharing your story. You're going to be sharing your struggles. You're going to be sharing all of the things that you have just come up against and the blocks that have gotten in your way. The healer wants to connect with you and wants to know how to overcome it. The next kind of personality that you're going to want to connect with on your blog is the warrior. The warrior says, let's get it done. Let's actually do something. Get rid of the fluff and let's cut to the chase here. Now, some blogs, they may be instructional. There maybe you're going to find a recipe, or maybe you're creating a to-do list. The warrior loves the checklist. And here's how to create it. Maybe you have a blog about food. When you have a recipe, you want to make sure that recipe is outlined. When you're creating a how-to blog, make sure that the steps are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so that people and the warrior can cut to the point. After you've got your healer section up here, you want to have your warrior section, because I promise you, as a warrior, I'm going to fast forward through the fluff and I'm going to scroll to find the how-to, how to get it done. The last personality you're going to want to talk to is the oracle. The oracle is the blueprint mind. They're the mind that says, I love Sudoku puzzles. I love doing the things that make me think. I love creating systems and organization. So your blog is going to need to be organized. When you've got your content and you've got your healers that are talking to you, you've got your visual appeal, you've got your photography that you're using so you can actually clearly outline and define what you can see, the oracles are going to love those photos. They're going to love to see the finished product. They're going to love the step-by-step process. They're going to love to see your blog organized into columns and topics. And here's the thing, make it word searchable. That little topic section in the side there, you're going to want to have that online so that your oracles can actually find what they're looking for. So appeal to all of those 4 personalities with quality content. So here's the next thing you're going to want to have on your blog. People need to find you. People are going to need to be able to see what you're doing and what you're up to. So you're going to have a platform for all of the social media types on your blog. You've got to know how to connect it with Facebook. You've got to know how to connect it with Pinterest, especially when it comes to imagery, because Pinterest is all about pictures. I mean, pause for a moment. Think about it. How many pictures do you see every single day? You've got billboards on the street. You've got pictures on your phone. You've got pictures on your computer, TV, media. Pictures are everywhere. So to make sure you have pictures that stand out and say something about your blog. So you're connecting to Twitter, you're connecting to Instagram, you're connecting to Facebook, and you're having all of these things talk to each other. So on your blog, guess what you get to have? You get to have a Facebook link. You get to have an Instagram link. You get to have a Twitter link. You get to have a Pinterest link. On your Facebook, guess what you get to have on your Facebook page? You get to have a link to your blog. You get to have a link to your Twitter. You get to have a link to your Instagram, so that all of these different networks and platforms are cross-connected and talking to one another, so that one place that they find you will lead to another place where they can find you. Make sure that you're intertwining all of your content. Make sure you know how to post on Facebook. Make sure you know how to post on Instagram. And I'm going to give you a couple quick tips right here. If you're a blogger and you're posting to Facebook, never, ever, ever, no, don't ever, ever post a link to your blog. Now, wait, Marianne, you just told me to cross-pollinate and share all my links and make sure everything's talking to each other. You got to know how Facebook works. If it takes you away from Facebook, then it's going to get buried down in your posts. So post your content on Facebook and then invite them just personally. Hey, I'm going to send you a link to my blog. Send me a private message. Same thing with Twitter. Twitter, you only have a certain amount of characters that you can play with. Make sure you're maximizing those 140 characters and shortening your links so that it can actually be found using either a Google shortener or a Bitly shortener. Make sure you're utilizing that space. Pinterest, make sure that you've got your picture with words on it so that people can actually know what your blog is all about. Let's say you've got an individual post with your cooking blog that you're doing. Post the food and say 5 easy ingredients to get Thanksgiving done in a flash. That's a clickable link. That's something that someone's totally going to be interested in. And you're not going to post all of your content, but you are going to put that picture as an interesting lead. Now that you've got all of your social media connected, now that you've got quality content on your blog, how do you grow it? You know, you've got a lot of options for your blog. You could use several platforms. You can use Wix.com. You can use Bluehost. You can use a variety of different things, Blogger. All of that will be working for you, but it's really meaningless if you've really got no one looking at your blog. So how do you find that huge client base? How do you find that huge following on your blog? Here's what you're going to want to do. Do a joint venture. Now, what's a joint venture? A joint venture is when you and another collaborator come together either on a certain topic or a certain platform and you share with one another. You share your following, you share your lists, you share your content. Bloggers in the community, they're all about connecting with other bloggers. So find a few blogs that you love and that you follow. And go onto those blogs, read the content, get familiar with it, and then post a comment. Most every comment section will be active on any given blog. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to post comments on a blog. I'll give you an example. One of the wrong ways to comment on a blog post, trying to lead people to your blog, is, hey, here's the link to my blog, go check it out. That's not going to attract a lot of people, and it's kind of spammy. So let's get real. I'm not about fake relationships. I'm not about click farms. I'm not about inflated numbers. I'm about real, genuine, and authentic connection. So if you're going into someone's blog post and you want to leave a comment that's going to be a really cool joint venture for you, here's what you're going to need to do. Hey, I read your article on how to travel to Peru on a dime. I actually wrote a similar one, but I had some questions and I would love to get your feedback. Leave that comment and then let the conversation evolve naturally. Let the conversation be real, genuine, and authentic to you. Another thing you can do to create a joint venture on your blogs is to find someone that's got a similar platform as you and then get online with them. Find them on Facebook, find them on Twitter, find them on Instagram. If they're a smart blogger, they're going to have all of those links available. Connect with them. See if you can do a Facebook Live together. See if you can do a video together that shares different ideas and concepts. Whether it's a collaborative effort or even a versus effort, that's going to create a lot of traction and interest in what you're doing. Find things that you love to promote. Bring them to your blog. Let's say there's a certain brand that you'd love to promote, a certain brand of backpack or of handbag or of toothpaste or of any other thing that you can imagine that you find on someone else's blog. Maybe they're promoting their own product or someone else's. Create a blog post that is about that product and mention that other person. For example, let's take Nike. It's one of the biggest names in athletics, and they've got massive amounts of traction, not just in the athletic world, but they've got apparel, they've got help guides, they've got everything you can imagine. If you have a certain product that you love from Nike, write a blog post about it, do a review, and find some other bloggers who are doing the same thing and ask them to give their opinion on the same topic. Networking is so key when you're building influence in your blog and especially in the online community. Build genuine, real, and authentic relationships with all of the people around you, including your clients, your followers, and your fans, and you're going to watch your massive growth just totally explode. Okay, now you've got all the tools you need to make your blog a raving success with a huge load of fans. Actually, one of my favorite ways to do blogs is a video blog. So if you've got a YouTube link, go ahead and post it below. I'd love to hear from you. Before you do, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, give us a ring on our bell. We'll see you tomorrow.